Hello. So I'm currently working on part 2 of my Programming the NTS1 video, and because I had so much fun making the little stop motion intro for it, I decided to make a brand new sequence for part 2 instead of reusing the first one. Except that this time, I remembered to set up another camera to shoot the process, so I actually have a behind-the-scene video. So the idea for the shoot was to start with a single character, like in the first video, but this time instead of having the other characters take off the pieces from the box and assemble it, I just wanted to have them carry the completed synth into the view, and I did a little sort of homage to Peter Gabriel by having sort of head in the background where I'm sort of moving around. I wish I had time to set up a train and everything else, but hey, do what you can do. So let's start with the figurines because I always get questions about them. So these, there you go. Where's the focus plane? There it is. So these are Sminsky. Sminskys are Japanese glow-in-the-dark blind box collector's toys. I actually got most of mine in Little Tokyo and Los Angeles here. And what I think makes them perfect for stop motion is the fact that they look like a single character in different positions and postures, and they have a completely smooth body. So that when I'm animating them, it looks like they're bending around instead of being articulated. Like for example, if you use Lego minifigs for stop motion, you can really see that they're articulated, while those give you the impression that they're bending around. The disadvantage, however, is the fact that with only the head being articulated, the range of poses is obviously very limited because this is what you get. And there's no option to make in-betweening to sort of smooth out the motion between each extreme. So this is why I tend to animate on 3s. That's 8 frames per second, so it's fairly slow for stop motion. Ideally, stop motion is either on 1s, so 24 frames a second, or on 2s, 12 frames a second. But in my case, if I would animate on 2s, I feel that the motion is just too frantic and moves too quickly. Also, this way it makes the whole sort of animation last a little bit longer. So let's talk about the setup. All you really need is a camera capable of taking still pictures and objects that you can move around frame by frame. I actually started making stop motion animation as a kid. My dad gave me his old Super 8 camera and a few cartridges, and I would just set it on a tripod, randomly move objects or Play-Doh or plasticines or whatever different technique. And what was interesting is that you're working completely blind in that setup. Nowadays, with digital photography, you can get an app on your phone that gives you onion skinning, which is actually really useful for animation because you see the last frame and you see the current live feed overlaid on it, so you know exactly how you're moving the characters in place. In my case, I'm using OSnap on my iPhone. There's many different apps, but what I like about this one is it doesn't try to be a complete stop motion solution. It only has the essentials like onion skinning and other things for recording. So in total, it took me probably about 2 to 2.5 hours to record this little project. It was a total of 116 frames, and I usually average around sort of 1 to 2 minutes a frame when I'm making stop motion. This project was a little bit slower because I had so many characters to deal with and the sync kept falling off. But overall, I just always enjoy what I'm doing with this. So this is the process. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to play the resulting animation one more time, and I'm going to go back to working on the second Programming Your NTS1 video. Thank you. Goodbye.